श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। कृष्णाय परमात्मने नमः। श्रीकान्तो मातुलो यस्य जननी सर्वमङ्गला जनकशङ्करो देवः तं वन्दे कुञ्जराननम्। योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। श्रीहरये नमः। स्वागतम्. We are in the Chaturtha Adhyayaha of Bhagavad Gita, the fourth chapter, where Bhagavan said, I am the originator of all the yogas. I am the one who taught this yoga, Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Karma Yoga Dwara Chitta Shuddhihi, Jnana Yoga Dwara Shoka Nivrittihi. This yoga was something that I hold dear to myself, and I make sure this knowledge is spread. And I was the one who taught it to Vivaswan in the beginning of creation. And obviously, Arjuna was a little intrigued and asked, like, I know you were born recently, how can you teach Vivaswan? At that point, Bhagavan had to say, hey, Arjuna, even you have had several births because of your karma. I, on the other hand, am an avatara. I choose to come when I want to come, holding my Shakti, Maya Shakti, and whenever there is dharma glani, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata, abhyuktanam adharmasya tat atmanam srijamyaham. I create myself and come here and make sure that the society is put back in order or that knowledge is imparted, because I am the storehouse of this knowledge. And um, Arjuna, then Bhagavan said, if you know this truth, tatvataha, yo veti tatvataha, whoever knows this, janma karma cha me divyam evam yo veti tatvataha tyaktva deham punarjanma naiti mameti sorjuna. If you know this truth as to the true nature of myself, then you will not be born again, O Arjuna. And this is not something that is something new that I am proclaiming now. There have been so many Mahatmas who have taken this path and attained me. Vitaraga Bayakrodha Manmaya Mamupashritaha Bahavo Jnana Tapasa Putaha Mad Bhavamagataha. And then he said, then Arjuna had a question. If that is the case, then why not everybody attain you? Because you seem to be the ultimate goal. And then for that, Bhagavan, I don't force anything on anybody. If you want to have a different goal, I make it possible for you. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sthataiva bhajamyam mama vartmanu vartante manushyav partha sarvashaha. And then, oh, if that is the case, then how are people choosing different paths? And then Bhagavan said, Kankshantah karmanam siddhim yajantaiha devataha kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja. So this karmaja, kshipram bhavati manushe loke. In this world, in this earth, where human beings dwell, it becomes very easy for you to attain your goals. And then Arjuna now has a question. Why is that? Manushe eva loke varnashramadi karma varnashramadi karmadhikaraha. As we saw, society works together in this universe. Human society works together. Not everybody is working from day in to day out to just feed and shelter themselves. We all work together to make so many things possible for the human civilization, because different people do different things and contribute to a major cause to the society that brings up the society. Manushe eva loke varnashramadi karmadhikaraha. So people can divide their life into phases, and work on different things so that they are being taken care of by somebody else during some phases, and they take care of somebody during another phase. During a brahmacharya, when people get educated, they are being taken care of. Money is provided to them, shelter is provided to them, every food is provided, everything is provided to them. At another stage, when they go as householders, then they provide the same thing to another generation or people around them, and so on. So this ashrama dharma, and different people doing different things and then coming together and using everybody's potential towards the betterment of the society. Varna dharma is possible only here in this manushay loke. Na anyeshu lokeshu iti niyamaha. That's how I have kept. In Devaloka, there is nothing like that. You don't have a brahmacharya ashrama or a sannyas ashrama in Devaloka. Devaloka is just for bhoga prapti. It is just for you to enjoy the punya phala that you have. The same case with the other side as well. It is only for you to enjoy the papa that somebody has committed. But here it is a Mishra Loka, and the Loka is well laid out. So Bhagavan appreciates the layout of this society. Na anyeshu lokeshu iti niyamaha. So Shankaracharya says it is just that it is not like that in other places. Kim nimitta iti athava varnashramaadi pravibhagopeetaha manushyaha mama vartma anuvartante sarvashaha ityuktam. You said everybody follows my path. So if different people do different things, how can everybody follow your path? तस्मात् पुनः कारणात् नियमेन तथैव वर्त्म अनुवर्तन्ते न अन्यस्य इति उच्यते. So how do you proclaim that? For that, Bhagavan gives an answer, very popular and very controversial verse. But the tone in which this verse is presented and the context in which it is presented, if you understand that, and with the commentary of Shankaracharya, you will get a totally different idea as to what is presented here. So let's read it together. Gayatri ji, can you read it together with me? Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टम्
gunakarma vibhagashah
गुणकर्मविभागशः
tasya kartaramapi mam
तस्य कर्तारमपि माम्
vidhyakartaramavyayam
विद्याकर्तारमव्ययम्
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टं गुणकर्मविभागशः
चातुर्वर्ण्यं मया सृष्टम् गुणकर्मविभागशः
तस्य कर्तारमपि मां विद्यकर्तारमव्ययम्
तस्य कर्तारमपि माम् विद्य कर्तारमव्ययम्.
Yeah, Bhagavan says, Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagashaha tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram avyayam. So vidya kartaram avyayam splits as vidhi, may you know, akartaram avyayam. So Bhagavan presents two ideas here. Let us look at those two ideas. We'll look at the padacheda and the meaning of the padas. Maya, by me, srishtam, has been created. What has been created? Gunakarma vibhagashaha, according to the differentiation of their guna, temperament and karma, their duty. Chaturvarnyam, the fourfold social divisions. Tasya, of that, kartaram, the maker, api, even though I am mam, but vidhi, no, akartaram, I am the non-doer or the actionless person, avyayam, the changeless reality, I am. Know that. So, two ideas. One is, I am the creator of the social division that exists. Another is, I am not the creator, I am a changeless being. Know these two things. So, let us look at what Shankaracharya says here. Shankaracharya has something very interesting to say here. Chattvara eva varnaha chaturvarnyam maya ishwarena srishtam utpaditam. So there are four social divisions. Society is divided into four major groups. Chaturvarnyam, Maya, Ishwarena, by me. Who that person is? That person is Ishwara, Isrishtam, Upaditam, has been suggested by him for the welfare of the society. Brahmanosya Mukhamasit. Rigveda, there is a mantra where Bhagavan himself proclaims that the society is in me. When he says that, Brahmanosya Mukhamasit Bahurajanyah Kritaha Uru Tatasya Yadvaishyaha Padbyagum Shudro Ajayata Chandrama Manaso Jataha. The whole universe is in the Virat. So when the Virat is described, society is described as a part of the Virat. The top is the head are Brahmanas, the Balam is the Kshatriya, the valor, the wealth of Uru is the Vaishya, and the service industry is the Shudra. That is how it is described there. So Acharya gives a pramana for it, for this Chaturvaranyam Maya Srishtam, because Veda itself says that the whole society is a part of the Virat. Ityadi Shrutehe. Mean, this is how the Vedas proclaim. Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Very interesting. Guna Vibhagashaha, Karma Vibhagashascha. So there are two Vibhagas here. One is Guna, the other is Karma. Based on these two, I have divided these groups. Gunaha. What are the Gunas? Sattva, Rajas, Tamamsi. The three Gunas. Sattva, Rajas and Tamas are the three Gunas. And Tatra Satvikasya Sattva-pradhanasya Brahmanasya Shamodamastamaha Ityadini Karmani. Bhagavan himself in the 18th chapter is going to say how the society is different and how different groups are doing different things and come together. Here, very interestingly, I will elaborate this much further too, but Shankaracharya does not take gunas as how one's characteristic is. Rather, he looks at guna as the reason why we have certain temperaments in us. And he says everybody is a combination of sattva, rajas, and tamas. And when there is a lot of sattva, when there is a predominant sattva, and then a rajas and then tamas, then you are fit for certain roles in the society. When there is predominant rajas and sattva, satvopasarjana rajah pradhanasya. Sattva is upasarjana and rajas is pradhana. For him, he has a lot of valor. Kshatriyasya shaurya tejah prabhritini karmani. For him, these are the suitable professions. This is how he can contribute to the society. Tama upasarjana rajah pradhanasya vaishyasya krishyadini. There is tamas and rajas and then sattva. If that is the combination, then farming and other things become the profession for a Vaishya. Raja upasarjana tamah pradhanasya. So, tamah pradhana with rajas and sattva, shudrasya shushrooshaiva karma ityeva punakarma vibhagashaha. These professions are suitable for these people based on how their temperament is, but when everybody is created with a different temperament. So there is a first point that Shankaracharya makes is the society has human beings, even though the same species, they all have different temperament because there is a difference in the gunas that they have. This is one thing, one message he gives. And these gunas, he doesn't take as to how we feel today or feel tomorrow or like that. Rather, he takes up the gunas that is the karanam for a janma. Because the purva karma is the karanam for a janma, and that purva karma gives certain gunas, and that gunas are based on sattva, rajas, tamas combinations, and that is the reason why these things are suitable for different people. अतः मानुषे लोके इति विशेषणम्. In this human society is what Bhagavan says. Hanta. Wait for a minute. Hanta means wait a minute. Tarihi chaturvarnyasya sargadehe karmanaha kartrutvat tat phalena yujyase. So, um, he said it does not exist in other places, but uchyate adyapi maya samyavaharena tasya karmanah kartaram api santam mam paramarthataha vidhi akartaram atayeva avyayam samsarinam cha mam asamsarinam cha mam vidhi. So let's take the first idea. So then we'll go to the second idea. The second idea is that even though I proclaim myself as the creator, actually I am not the creator in true sense. I am a changeless being. Is something that avyayam. Vyaya means parts, but here Bhagavan does not have a past, present, future, or any kind of divisions in him. He is free of divisions, meaning he is the whole. That is what it means. So the first message is, why is human society special? Because of this reason, that the society comes together and contributes towards each other's welfare, and the society grows. Actually, this you see in certain living beings to a certain extent. If you see rabbits that live around us in the backyards, you don't see a social structure there. Probably a male and a female come together, live together for some time, then they procreate. After that, they take care of their siblings for some time, and then after that they become big and they go away. There is some social structure there between two people. But then you see a much complex structure with bees or ants. Very interesting if you look at their structure. Obviously, there is a cooperation that exists in building a bee hive with thousands of bees. Same way, there is a queen ant, and so on. There is a way by which the society comes together and then makes something possible. These are all when in a lion or a tiger society, this is very primitive. It is a little bit more advanced in some creatures, and this is seen at its zenith, in the sense the best way of coming together and progressing in the human civilization. Civilization becomes possible in this human species. So that is the point that Bhagavan makes. That is something that I have made it as a part of the human civilization. They are going to be like that. So that Bhagavan says, I am the creator. So this, when you say how mama vartmanu vartante manushyaha, no matter who you are actually following my path. How do you proclaim that? Because this formation is mine, and when you follow it, you are actually following me, because I have made this. And this is point one. And then the point two is hanta tarihi, where Bhagavad Padacharya goes to the second part of it. would you not become the karta and bhokta, the creator and enjoyer, if you say that you created this? So you are not Nitya Ishvara or Nitya Mukta if you are not the Lord of everything, because you won't be free. If you become the Karta, the point is when you become the Karta, then you become the Bhokta. Karmanaha kartritvat tat phalena yujyase. Then you have to take the benefit of that. So if you create a society nicely, if you build a nice house, then you get the benefit of living in that house. Like I architected my house. If you say that I architected human society, then you get the benefit of the human society because you architected it. But no, it is not like that. No, it is the combination of Maya, Ataha, Natvam Nityamuktaha, Nityeshwarasya iti. If you say that you are not Nityamukta and Nityeshwara, that is not true. Yadyapi Maya Samyavaharena. Even though I am Akarta, I get a hold of Maya and Tasya Karmanaha Kartaram Apimam. Kartaram api santam mam paramartataha vidhi. These sages, santaha, the people who know the truth, know that I am akarta. I am not. I do not have doership in that. I am akarta. Atayeva avyayam asamsarinam. Avyaya is asamsari cha mam vidhi. So now you understand what is the context in which this is presented here in Gita and how Mahatmas like Acharya have interpreted this. So don't pull out one verse and then look at it in Bhagavad Gita. That becomes very much a trouble actually. So a couple of observations. One is Gita shows that all occupations are actually service of the divine. So no matter what you do, you are doing God's work. This is a beautiful Gita vision, because in other religions they say I am doing God's work. If you go preach the scripture and do something like that, you are doing God's work. But if you run a company, employ people and then provide for them, that's not God works for them. But for us, that's not like that. Anything that you do in this human society that benefits people at large and brings the society, makes the society as a better place. When you become a contributor than a consumer at that point of time, you are doing Bhagwan's work. Yeah. And they all are methods to purify your mind. So that is something that Acharya is going to touch upon in the next verse. Because how does it help you? How am I in the path of the divine? Because doing your duty is a way by which you purify yourself. It is a beautiful way by which you purify yourself. You do not need to seek anything else. You can be where you are and do what you have to do, but still get the benefit. So that is one point. That is why you find saints, jnanis, and bhaktas in all of these chaturvarnya, in all walks of life and across the society. Even in Bhagavad Mahabharata's time itself, there is Vedavyasa, who was born to a fisherwoman, and then Vidura, who was from a Shudra woman and a Kshatriya father, and so on, and a Dharmavyadha. Mahabharata makes Dharmavyadha, who is a butcher, a jnani. A Brahmana goes to him, a great sage goes to him and learns from him. So there are Mahatmas in time immemorial during that time. But even in our times, there are Mahatmas in all uh, facets of the society. That too, the best examples are like the Bhaktas. If in the south of India, if you go to a Shiva temple, you will see 63 Nayanmars, 63 devotees of Shiva. They all their life has been recorded by Shekirar in a beautiful work called Periya Puranam. He lived a little bit after Rajaraja Chola in the 11th century to 12th century in the Rajendra Chola time. and recorded that. And all these people were people who lived before that. Before this, around 8th century and before, because Tillaivaal Andanardam Adiyarkum Adiyen, Sundarar himself sings of all these people. But the beauty of this is all 63 are from different walks of life. There are dhobis, there are musicians, there are all kinds of, in fact, there are very few brahmanas in that. In all the 63 people are from different walks of life, men, women, both. Karaikal Ammayar is a woman who is is one of the oldest Nayanmars in the range of 63. If you come a little bit and later, Alvars are also like that. All people of all walks of life. Tiruppana Alvar was somebody who did not even enter the temple. That is how his charitram is said. His life is recorded. And all of them, Trimangai Alvar was a Kshatriya, Periyalvar was a Brahmana, Nammalvar probably a Vaishya, and born to a Vaishya, and so on. So Jnanis and Bhaktas have existed in all. In fact, if you look at Bhakta Vijayam in the Marathi tradition, you will see like Eknath Maharaj was a Brahmin, but Korakumar was a pot maker. Raidas was somebody who made slippers, or chama. It is full of people from all walks of life, but they were all jnanis. So mama vartma anuvartante. That is very beautiful. They have all enjoyed each other's company when they all lived in the same time frame. Purandaradasa and Kanakadasa. Kanakadasa was somebody who was from the goat rearing community. Purandaradasa was a merchant, and so on. So this shows the diversity, but the primary point Bhagavan makes is that Mamavartma Anuvartante. They all travel in the path that I have laid, and it all leads there. So you don't need to become something else to be able to attain jnana. So that is one point that Bhagavan makes. And there is a divine so one other point that you get from Shankara Bhashya is that there is a divine touch in the raw material that every human is made of. So anything that we have, the sattva-rajas tamas that we have imbibed, is something that Bhagavan himself has put together and given it to you. So it is a Ishvara Prasada that we are here at this point of time in this situation with these temperaments, and we make the best use of it. And the biggest benefit is that these have been given to us by Bhagavan individually. So every, like how you stand in a line and get a prasada from the priest after a puja, Bhagavan has given us everyone a prasada and given us the life that we are living, which is a divine touch is there in the life that we live. This is another, because unless you look at yourself as a blessing, dhanyoham, dhanyoham. We sing a song like that in our puja paddhati. Well, I feel so blessed. I feel so blessed. Janani dhanya, janako dhanyaha, and so on. Because unless you have that attitude, you wouldn't make the best out of it. If you think that no, I have been cursed, many people I am a sinner. We never entertain that idea in the Sanatanic fold. This sinner, I am a papi kind of a mechanism. There is a verse, papoham papa karma, and there's something that somebody wrote. It's not fit within the Sanatanic idea. So the message is Shankaracharya gives is that consider your life as a blessing, because Bhagavan has made these three gunas and given you a birth, so that you can purge your selfish element using the tools that Bhagavan has given you. So guna and karma. So this guna karma makes the swabhava of a person. So and many even consider this varnashrama dharma system as troublesome. Uh, and of course, there have been selfishness that crept into the system, and there was so much of trouble in the society as well. But that is not the system that is in place as we saw. So, interestingly, once somebody went to Ramana Bhagavan and said, this Varnashrama Dharma is of trouble. It has caused so much of problems in India. And Ramana Bhagavan simply said, so does Varnashrama Dharma exist in Germany? And the person said, no. Does it exist in the United States? And the person said, no, no, it doesn't exist in these places. Then human society should be problem free. Uh, that was the time when we had problems in Germany and in the United States. The Civil War was going on with so much of you know history. I don't need to repeat it. But his point was selfishness is the cause of human beings torturing other human beings, not the system of cooperating with each other and contributing towards the betterment of the society. That is not the cause. So. Uh, so this exploitation is something that is not within the framework of this. This is not the defect of the framework. That is my point. It is the defect of human greed, but not of the framework. And there is Puranas also do not point to exploitation, because any exploitation wouldn't have lasted a long time. So, and another point is this Varna Sankara has always existed. So with there is some this thing between the guna and the karma has always existed in Mahabharata. We don't see that much in the Ramayana time, because Ramayana, the society had other species that coexisted with the human species like Vanaras and so on. But in Mahabharata, you see Drona, who is a born Brahmana, but he had this tendency of a Kshatriya. So he was a Kshatriya. But he was respected as a Kshatriya. He behaved like a Kshatriya, and the society accepted him as a Kshatriya. The same case with Vidura. He was a born Shudra who was was accepted as superior to a Brahmana because of the knowledge and jnana that he had. So that was the social layout that we see during the Mahabharata time in itself with Varna Sankara. So, so the simple idea is like selflessness and sacrifice towards the betterment of the society is what brings everybody to follow Mama Vartma Anuvartante concept here. And Bhagavan makes it very clear that though it might look as though I am the Karta, I am actually the Akarta. Know me as the Akarta. So a question arises. So you appear as the creator, but actually your real nature is a non-doer, Akarta. So how is that? So how am I to understand that? So here the question leads to a very subtle uh, uh, point, which is should I look at myself as an akarta from the perspective of upasana, or is this something that should I understand as my nature? So let me give you an example. So if Bhagavan says, know me as somebody with a golden crown, that means that doesn't mean that you have to wear a golden crown. It means that Bhagavan has that characteristic. That has nothing to do with us. Bhagavan has that characteristic, and that description is given as an upasana for us. So if Bhagavan says, I am Akarta, I am Avyaya, does that mean that I have to consider this as an attribute of Bhagavan and do upasana, or am I to see that that is my real nature? Akartritvam is my real nature. So what is it? So this is something that is a very subtle point here, that other commentators have taken, but Shankaracharya makes it very simple. Yesham tu karmanam kartaram mam manyase Paramartataha tesham akarta yeva aham yataha. How do I understand it? You seem to say that yes, I have created human beings with various tendencies so that they all can work together and make society prosperous. I understand that. But you are also saying that you are akarta. You are not the creator, meaning you are not the one who is a bhokta. So any karta, we saw that has to be a bhokta. Here you are not a karta nor a bhokta. Then how do I understand this? For that, Bhagavan gives an answer. Srinivas ji, do you want to read with me? Namam karmani limpanti
Namam karmani limpanti.
name karma phale spruha
Name karma pale spruha.
iti mam yobhijanati
Iti mam yo bhijanati.
कर्म भिर्न स बध्यते
Karma bhirna sabhadyate.
न माम कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्म फले स्पृहा
Namam karmani limpanti. Name karma pale spruha.
इति माम योऽभिजानाति कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते.
Iti mam. I cannot see this properly without glass. Sorry.
योऽभिजानाति
Yo bhijanati.
कर्मभिः
Karma bihi.
न स न स ब-
Nasa
बध्यते
nasa badhyate
कर्मभिर्न स बध्यते
karma virna basad na
स
asa
बध्यते
na
स बध्यते.
nasa badhyate na
Yes.
karma virna nasa badhyate. Yeah,
न
thank you,
माम
Aditya.
कर्माणि लिम्पन्ति न मे कर्मफले स्पृहा इति माम यः अभिजानाति कर्मभिः न स बध्यते. So these are the words there in the verse. Na, not mam, me, karmani, the actions. Limpanti. Lepana means to anoint oneself. Limpanti means that which taint us. So karma does not taint me. Na mam karmani limpanti, meaning it doesn't get attached to me. Na me karma phale spriha. So I'm not the karta. That is the point there. Then actions na me, not for me, karma phale, in the fruit of the action. Spriha, desire. Sparhanam, spriha. Spriha is not there. Sprih, to desire. Spriha, the act of desiring. I do not have that. I am neither the karta nor the bhokta. Iti, like this. Yaha, who. Mam, me. Abhijanati, knows. He understands. Karma bhihi, by actions. Karma bhihi, na sa, saha. Badhyate. Badhnati means to bind. Badhyate means that does not bind him. So, anyone who understands that I am not the doer or the enjoyer of the action, he will be free of the bondages of action. Something like that. Neither do actions taint me, nor is the fruit of action desired by me. He who knows that, knows me, is not bound by action either. So, what does this mean? So we'll look at the commentary. Namam tani karmani limpanti dehadyarambhak katvena ahankara bhavat. So, what does karma do to a person? Karma, what it does is that it gives you the apparatus that is needed to be able to enjoy that karma. That is the reason why if I have the desire to fly, then probably Bhagwan will give me the body of a bird so that I could enjoy flying. So Dehad Dehadhyarambhakatvena. This this problem with karma is that it gives you a deha. So that you become a bhokta and a karta. Namam tani karmani limpante dehadhyarambhakatvena ahankara abhavat. Aham karta is the reason why this becomes possible for me. But Ishvara does not have that. Ishvara does not think that I am the karta. The ahankara is abhava, means that does not exist in him. So why no kartrutva there? Na cha tesham karmanam phaleshu me mama spriha trishna. So I am not interested in the fruit of the karma either. Phaleshu me mama spriha trishna na. I do not long. Trishna means to long. So because there is no longing for him, it does not. If when a child of a certain age is playing, there is no karma phala for that act of playing, nor there is any the kartrutva in him like that. Yesham tu samsarinam, but for a samsari, aham karta ityabhimanaha karmasu spriha tat paleshu cha. So for a samsari, he thinks that I am the reason why something is happening. I am the doer and I do this to get this benefit kind of a thing. That understanding exists with this guy. So that is the reason why he gets the karma phala. Spriha tat paleshu cha. Tane karmani limpanti iti yuktam. So that is the reason why karma sticks to this guy. Tada bhavat na mam karmani limpanti. Because that doesn't exist with me, this karma of loka sangraha does not exist in me. Iti evam, like this, yaha anyopi mam atmatvena abhijanati. When you know that, this is the real nature of Atma. Here, Mam, Asmat Shabda, we have seen this in Bhagavad Gita. When Krishna says, me, what does it mean? Does it mean the son of Devaki, Krishna, who lived a certain 1,000 years ago? Or does it mean Shankachakra Gadapani, Vishnu? Or does it mean Atma, the indweller in every living being? It depends on the context. But here, it purely means Atma. When he says Mam, he means Atma. Atmatvena abhijanati. When you know that Nahankarta, Name karma phale spriha iti saha karma bihi na badhyate. When one knows this as his true nature, then he is also free from the karma phala. Tasyapi na dehadhyarambhakani. So for him too, there is no need for another body because this karma doesn't carry over for him. Karmani, dehadhyarambhakani karmani bhavanti ityarthaha. So he says, hey, there is no need for him to take another body to be able to exhaust the karma that he is performing. If you know Atma like that, then there is no need for further births. That is the essence of this verse. Bhagavan says, Namam karmani limpanti, name karma phale spriha iti mam yaha abhijanati karma bihi na sa badhyate. The essence of this is the same thing that we saw even during Diwali. I just took upon that verse by Shankara because I thought probably we can dwell on that. What we saw is that we have two things. There is a kartrutva bhoktrutva aspect of for us that is in us, and then there is a jnatrutva aspect of us. So what is the real I there? The jnatrutva is the real I. Kartrutva bhoktrutva is not the real I. When we start slowly identifying as the one who is the one who knows rather than who does, so doing is made possible but when you start associating with the knower and not with the doer as the I, not associating means it is just owning up. I, as the knower, then there is no karma pala for that a person. Naham karta, na me karma pale spriha iti. So with this we thought, saw. So is this upasana or this is meant for nididhyasana? And we clearly saw that this is not upasana. This is for nididhyasana. This is not just to safely keep that these are all the characteristics of Bhagavan. I am somebody so who is low. I am somebody who is a papi. I am somebody this, that. That is not the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. Here Bhagavan says, I, as the individual, reside in everybody as the Atma. So, and you are actually the non-doer. It is just that we need to associate ourselves, um, ourselves. And there is a popular verse which is very beautiful. Viveki sarvada muktaha kurvato nasti kartrita. Viveki sarvada muktaha. Easy to understand. Kurvato, even though he is doing, nasti kartrita. Alepavadam ashritya. Alepanam means to anoint oneself. So this does not stick to that person. Alepavadam ashritya Shri Krishna Janakau yatha. So what the meaning of the verse is, action does not bind. The viveki, when you have that viveka, then sarvada muktaha. He is always free. He does not have kartrutva, and karma does not attach to him. Alepavadam ashritya, like who, they give an example. That is where the beauty of the verse lies, is Shri Krishna Janakau yatha. Like how Krishna and Janaka. This is not a samaspada. Krishna Janaka. Shri Krishna Janakau. Krishnasya asau Janakasya. So Krishna and Janaka, the two people. Janaka, a very popular personality in different epics and even in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, where he is shown as a jnani, but he was a person who ruled a kingdom and had hundreds of things to do on a daily basis. Same case with Krishna. He is like full of action. If you read the life of Krishna, very interesting read of the life of Krishna called Krishnavatara by Munsif, who is the founder of Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan. It is a beautiful series where he has studied the Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Vishnu Purana, and written the life of Krishna more from the point of view of a human being who is in different situations and just with his attitude and intellect solves these problems and goes ahead. It is a very beautifully written series. If any of you have kids, it's a very beautiful series to read. To give them, it is very well written too, from a language perspective as well. It's in English, called Krishnavatara. So the point there is Bhagavan and Janaka, who are like, rather than giving some saint who is living in Himalaya and not even opening his eyes and saying that he is a jnani, rather than that, they are pointing to two people who had the maximum amount of things to do in their life. In fact, when somebody becomes a jnani, this is very interesting. When Swami Vivekananda was very, very meditative in his earlier years, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa used to say, you will become a big banyan tree that is going to perform so many things, that is going to impact human society, and people are going to benefit from the hundreds and hundreds of things that you are going to do. Vivekananda at that point of time would never accept these things and say, you are crazy. I do not want to do any of this. I want to go to Himalayas and retire. I don't have any, in fact, I get disgusted by the human society. I want to be away from the human society. This was his attitude before he became a fully realized person. But once Ramakrishna Paramahamsa took him to the zenith of realization, at that point of time, actually Vivekananda came back to human society, and we are still reaping the benefits even after hundreds of years of the work of Swami Vivekananda. So that is the essence of what Krishna is trying to say, that, hey, know my nature as akarta, abhokta, and know that that is your nature too, and you will be free. That is the teaching there. And so does that mean that I should give up all actions and be like a rock? Should I will be free from vasana. To so this was a question asked to Ramana Bhagavan once, and then for that he replied that to feel like you need to be away from the society is a vasana. So that won't make you free. So tatra karma chet kartavyam त्वत् वचनादेव करोम्यहम् किं विशेषितेन पूर्वैः पूर्वतरं did I miss a verse? I think I missed. Yes. Naham karta name karma phale spriha iti. So Bhagavan wants to explain this. So let's read this. Ganesh, do you want to read with me? Evam jnatva kritam karma.
I can go ahead.
Yeah.
Evam jnatva krita karma
Purvairapi mumukshubhihi
purvairapi mumukshubhihi
kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam
kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam
purvaih purvataram kritam
purvai purvataram kritam
evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi
evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi
Kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam purvaih purvataram kritam
Kuru karmaiva tasmat tvam purvai purvataram kritam
evam jnatva kritam karma purvaihi api mumukshubhihi kuru karma eva tasmat tvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. These are the words there. We'll look at what they are. Simple Sanskritam. Evam, like this. Jnatva, if you know, having known, kritam was karma, actions, purvaihi, by the ancestors, by the purvas, api, also mumukshubhihi. They were all free. Mumukshubhihi. They were all after freedom. Let's put it that way. They put moksha as their priority. Kuru, perform, karma, actions, eva, even, tasmat, therefore, tvam, you, purvaihi, by the ancestors, purvataram, in the olden time. What does all this mean is that knowing in this manner, even seekers of ancient times performed action, therefore perform action indeed as even it was done by those who came before you in the ancient past. Evam jnatva, akarta iti jnatva, karma kuru. You indulge in action, you contribute towards the society. Purvaihi, like the previous people. So there is evidence. Bhagavan says there is evidence of people who did perform their action, but still they were free. Purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karma eva tasmat tvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. Purvaihi purvataram, like how your forefathers and other people whom you have taken as your idol have performed, may you perform. Evam jnatva kritam karma purvaihi ati adhikrantaihi mumukshubhihi kuru tena karmaiva tvam na tushnim asanam napi sanyasaha kartavya. A very bold statement by Shankaracharya, because many people think that Shankaracharya was a person who advocated sannyasa. Here there is a beautiful statement here, a very bold statement here in the Bhashyam of Shankaracharya, where he says sanyasaha na kartavyaha na api kartavyaha. You do not need to go away from the society. You do not need to take up sannyasa ashrama at all. Na tushni masam. That does that mean that you can be lazy? You cannot be lazy either. Tasmat tvam purvairapi anushtitam yadi atmajnanaha tvam tada atmashuddhyartam. So the Acharya says, yadi atmajnaha tvam. If you are somebody who knows the Atma, tada atmashuddhyartam. Tattvavicchet lokasangrahartham purvaihi. So, two people are there. So, I am somebody who is working towards my goal. Atmajnaha tvam tada. The other set is tattvavit. So, he is already somebody who knew. So, for both of them, there is benefit. For somebody who has already realized if he is working for the society, then lokasangraha. It makes the human society a better place for us. It's lokasangraha. No, I am not a person who has realized. Should I still do my duty or should I retire to Himalayas? He said, no, don't retire to Himalayas. Do your duty. How does it help me? It gives you atmashuddhyartam. It gives you atmashuddhi. Purvaihi janakadibihi purvataram kritam. Here also, Shankaracharya points to Janaka. So he is a very popular character that all these people quote. Purvataram kritam na adhuna adhunatanam kritam nirvartitam. So this is not a new path that I am laying out. Even like Purvas like Janaka have taken this path and then got benefit out of it. This is the evam nyatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvaihi purvataram kritam. And why does Bhagavan, so the question that Shankaracharya asked was, so why don't, I would have listened to you if you told me that I have to do this. But if you say that, no, I have to follow the path that was laid down by the ancestor. Tatra karma chet kartavyam tvad vachanadeva karomyaham. I would have done it if you tell me that. Tvad vachanadeva karomyaham. Kim Visheshitena Purvaihi Purvataram Kritam. Why are you making a big statement as though like this has all have been followed by previous people and you have to follow it because this has been a path laid down by all our ancestors and so on. Tasmat Mahat Vaishamyam Karmani Katham. So how do I understand this? Is the question of Arjuna. So this is how he connects the next verse. Let's read it and we'll conclude with this verse quickly. Kim karma kima karmeti
Kim karma karmeti
kavayopyatra mohitaha
kavayopyatra mohitaha
tatte karma
sorry
yeah
kavayopyatra
mohitaha. Okay.
mohitaha
Yeah. Kavayaha api atra.
atra
Kavayopyatra. Yeah. 3 words. Kavayaha api atra.
apya
Kavayopyatra mohitaha. Tatte karma pravakshyami.
tatte karma pravakshyami
Yajñatva mokshase shubhat.
yajñatva mokshase shubhat
Kim karma kima karmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha.
kim karmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha
Tatte karma pravakshyami yajñatva mokshase shubhat.
Tatte karma pravakshyami yajnatva mokshase shubhat.
Kim, what karma, action. Kim, what, akarma, inaction. The opposite of karma is akarma. So action, inaction. Iti, kavayaha. Kavi, Krantadarishi. Kavi is a word that is used normally in the colloquial sense. We make the word kavi to mean a poet, but here kavi is a realized sage. Kavi Krantadarishi is the definition given in the Amrakosha. Kavayaha api Also, atra mohitaha or deluded. Even the great people do not know the difference between these two things. So Bhagavan makes two sets, karma and akarma. And karma itself, he makes another one. Tat te karma pravakshyami yat jnatva mokshase ashubhat. So by what is action and what is inaction has even confused the wise. Therefore, I will teach you the path of action, knowing which you will be liberated from suffering. Ashubhat mokshase. Kim karma, kim cha akarma iti kavayaha medhavinaha api atra asminne karmadi vishaye mohitaha mohangataha. Even the wise have been confused. तत् अतः ते तुभ्यम् अहं कर्म अकर्म च प्रवक्ष्यामि यत् ज्ञात्वा. I will teach you what is the difference between action and inaction. Yat karmani yah akarma yah pashyat. He is going to make this a much more complex concept as it goes. Now it starts very simple. I'll tell you what is action, what is inaction. Yad jnatva viditva karmadi mokshase ashubhat samsarat. So, he is going to go karma, akarma, and vikarma. In the interest of time, I'll conclude with this verse today, and then karmano hyepi bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha karma akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi. He is going to give a little bit of an intro and then go to the teaching as to what is karma, what is akarma, what is vikarma, and how to look at karma, what is the attitude that you have to develop towards karma, how to stay away from vikarma, and so on. So this is going to, because the topic here is still karma yoga. This is the topic that we are dealing with in the fourth chapter as well. So with that, we'll conclude karma. No, I just wanted to remember where we stopped. Kim karma kimakarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajnatva mokshase ashubhat. So what we saw today was that a human society makes it possible for us to realize different goals. And that has been laid down by Bhagavan himself. No matter what role you play in the society, it is something that will lead you towards Ishvara, if you realize the real nature of Ishvara, that you are not the Karta, and how to realize that I am not the Karta, that is the topic that is going to follow. Sarve bhavantu sukinaha, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet, tatsat brahmarpanamastu. Thank you everyone. We'll meet next week. Thank you.
Thank you, Arvind. Shubhratri.
Shubharatri.